What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Now today I'm going to do a video using the Nikon Z50, a crop sensor body from Nikon, and I'm going to use the Nikon 70 to 300 millimeter lens on it. Now it's an AFP model. It's 70 to 300 f4.5 to 5.6 VR ED. That's what's written on the lens anyway. Now I've done a video with the Z6 using this lens, and I thought, well, I'll do a video using the crop sensor body to see how it handles the bigger full frame lens. Now you can get smaller DX size lenses for the crop sensor bodies. It'll be smaller and lighter, and you won't need the adapter on it. I've got the FTZ adapter on it here to mount it to the Z mount, because this is an F mount lens. So we're going to walk around here in Akaroa, take a few photos, and it's all going to be handheld because this has got VR in it. It's got really good VR in it, and we're going to see how it performs. So yeah, why don't we get started? So like I said before, I'm going to do all these shots handheld because I've got the VR on. Might be able to see this. We've got off, normal and sport. So I've got it on normal at the moment, so we'll see how that goes. I don't really think we need to put it onto sport mode. I think that's probably if you're like doing a lot of panning to the shots and a lot of quick action, but this is going to be fine, I think. Now this shot here is at 70 millimeters on here, which equates to, let's say, 105. To walk up the pier here and see what other, it's cold out here. We'll see what other shots we can get. Come on. Whoa, it's cold out here. All that cold air coming off the sea. Oh. I think we'll shelter in behind this thing up here. Woo-wee. That's very cold. Quickly. Ah, whew, that's better. Bloody hell, it's cold. Yeah, that is cold, but it is winter. I mean, you know, well, there's a bit of breeze coming through those because there's no windows. One window. But let's see what we can get, okay? I know what we can get. There's a yacht out there with, there's a bit of snow on the hill up there, and this yacht through here. So what I might do is try to, oh, no. Be able to sit down here and use the natural frame of this window here. Use the natural frame of that window there to frame the yacht out there. So if you bring the camera around here, you see what I'm seeing here through there is that yacht out through there with the snow on the hilltop over there. So I'm going to focus on another little boat out here. Now I'm going to put it at 300, which is equivalent of 450 on a full frame. And again, handheld. I might just brace myself against this still, but it's still pretty steady. Where's that joystick? I need a joystick on this little camera. So here's a shot. Now this lens has 9 rounded aperture blades for nice, smooth out of focus areas, and it employs 18 elements in 14 groups. So the aperture range on this ranges from 4.5 to 5.6 at the maximum, and it goes through to 32 to 40 minimum, which is, yeah, I wouldn't normally use anyway, wouldn't ever use because of diffraction. It's going to kick in on these small sensors, probably going to kick in around about f11, so I wouldn't use anywhere more than f11 to f13 at maximum. So although this is a full frame lens on a crop sensor body, if you really want that sort of reach from a lens like this, you'll be better off, if you had the Z50 for instance, you'd be better off getting the DX version of this, because it's going to be smaller, lighter and cheaper. So yeah, because like you see, that's quite big, and this lens I think is 680 grams, so it's quite weighty. I'm not sure what the DX version is, but it'll be a damn sight lighter than that. And like I say, this, see, that looks a bit ridiculous on that small body, doesn't it? It's a bit overkill really. So the DX version is going to be way smaller. Or you could just go for the 50 to 250 Z mount lens, and you get a very similar sort of range. You get a wider angle at the wide end, and not quite the same telephoto range, but near enough, and you won't have to worry about the Z mount adapter then. So there's, you've got two choices if you've got a Z50 anyway, or a ZFC or a Z30, which is the new kid on the block. But anyway, it's cold out here. Let's go. Right, here I am freezing my ass off again. No, I've still got it. I've still got it. No, it's bloody cold out here. Yeah, but I'm going to go and we're going to take a photo of this lighthouse over here in the distance there. And you see it's quite a way away, but like I say, this is a good lens. It's probably a little bit overkill on this little body, but like I said, I haven't got the DX version or the Z mount version of it, and this is all we've got at the moment. So, but yeah, I'll take a photo of that lighthouse and we'll see how that turns out. And it's going to be, turn it on might help. Right, this is going to be at 300 millimeters. Steady myself. And here's the shot. If I crouch down like this, I can get a steadier shot, I think. I think that last shot is going to be better than that first one, because I was able to put rest my elbow onto my knee and get a little bit steadier. So anyway, I'll have a look at both those images. I'll put the sharper shot on, which I'm picking will be the second one. So let's go and have a look at this lighthouse, eh? So today's video is shot on Sony ZV-E10, as Americans would say it, or in this part of the world down here in New Zealand, I'd say ZV-E10. But anyway, so sorry to interrupt this video, but as you can see by the beginning of that clip, the lens hadn't focused on me. Now, I had the sun behind me, and it was shining directly into the lens, and that was this little Samyang 12mm lens. And as you can see, it's like a very deep hood on it, and the sun was shining directly in on an angle, and it was mucking up the autofocus on it. But what I was talking about, excuse me, what I was talking about in that little clip was on the Sony ZV-E10, or ZV-E10. I wanted to film in 24 frames per second. Now, in the PAL regions, which is where I am now in New Zealand, like we use PAL as opposed to like in America where they use NTSC. Like these are like video TV formats that they used to use years ago, but the NTSC allows the Sony to record in 24 frames per second. If you set it into PAL, PAL, you don't get that 24 frames per second option. And also with this lens, being a 12mm, when it's in 30 frames per second, it's cropped in. So it sort of defeats the purpose of having a 12mm lens. You end up like, with a, I think it's 1.23 crop on your 4K footage at 30 frames per second. So this is why I wanted to work in 24 frames so you can get uncropped video, so you get the full width of that lens. So you make full use of this lens. But anyway, getting on to taking more photos with this. Oh, I've got a hood. Oh, that's better. Wind's whistling around my ear. Now, on the fence over here, there's some padlocks, but the shot I want, the sun is directly up above there, and it's shining on the water over here, and so these padlocks are going to be in silhouette. So I'm going to zoom right in on them, and I'm about probably, about 3.5 meters away, probably about 10, 12 feet. Zoomed in at 300 millimeters, and here's the shot. Nice little silhouette shot of some locks on a wire fence. I think we might get out of this cold wind and go for a walk back down to Akaroa, because that wind is bitingly cold. This is my view from where I was sitting, and obviously this is at 12 mil, but this is what I was looking into. The sun shining on these locks here. So these are the locks that I was looking at, because there's another one over here. But yeah, that's the view with the sun shining on the water. It's quite reflective water, isn't it? So, as in close-up ability of this, hang on a minute, I need to refer to my notes, don't I? My memory ain't so good. Minimum focus distance is 1.2 meters, or 3.94 feet. So let's end this video with a photo of work's end. So let's see how close we can get to focus it. No, that's focusing on it there. No, it won't take photo. Now it will. So that's how close I am to it. That's his minimum focus distance from there to there. And that's at 70 millimeters. I'm not sure what the minimum focus distance is when it's at 300. If I come back a bit, let's try that. Yep, that there. That at 300 millimeters is the closest focus I can get to it. So on that, the previous shot I can get all of end in at 70 mil, and at 300 mil I can get half of the E in from well, only about a metre, just a bit over a metre. That's pretty much all I have to say about this lens at the moment. Yeah, it's a pretty good lens actually. It's a really sharp lens. I've seen on, I'll put a link in the description to the other video I did where I had it on the Z6, and like I showed in there, you can get some out of focus backgrounds with a slower lens, so you don't always need like a 70-200 f2.8. This is like half the weight of the 70-200 f2.8, and so you get better reach with this. You get an extra 100mm or 150mm on a crop sensor body, but if you don't need the speed of that extra stop of light on the more expensive lens, this is always a good alternative. Or like I say, the DX version or the Z mount version for the Z50. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. Put a comment down below if you have any other information that I've missed on this lens, or if you think the video is rubbish or whether it's good. I like to hear your feedback. I don't always get a lot of comments. It would be good to get more comments on the channel. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you put a like and hit subscribe and even hit that bell notification to be notified when I next post a video. Next video I hope to do is one on the Nikon 1 series cameras from about 10 years ago. Nikon did a mirrorless camera, but it was like a smaller body than that. It had a sensor that they nicknamed the CX, which has a 2.8 crop on it. That was, like I say, that's a mirrorless camera. That was their first mirrorless camera until the Z series cameras. But anyway, that should be my next video, so I hope you look forward to seeing that. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.